Can you believe it's time to get ready for September in our altered book? Where has summer gone? I really don't know. Anyway, as always, I will introduce my new set of freebies as well as background pages and clip art and the optional style for the monthlies, weeklies, and trackers with the backgrounds on them already. Also, I have 2 new sets of phone wallpapers for your phone screens to go with this theme. And I have a book review for you, and I'm excited to start working in my new altered book. We have a lot to do, so let's get started. Hi, it's Barbara from Vienna, Austria. Thank you so much for joining me today. So this is my current planner. This goes up until August. And this is my new planner. So we covered this book in my previous video. If you missed that and want to see how I made this, then please check out the video link below. Inside here we have these end papers, both in the front and the back. And we painted these pages to go with the theme, so all of that you can find in the video linked below. So I did show these background pages in that video with the book cover, but for anyone who wasn't there, let me just quickly give you a flip through of all the pages for this month so you understand the vibe that I was going for here. So we have a kit that is called Once Upon a Time, and as you can see, it is like a fairy, wonderland, woodland kind of theme. So we have different kinds of fairies here. Here we have some washi tape in the background. We have a doily here in the background. We have beautiful florals. We have some scripts here. Then we have another fairy sitting on a teacup with some florals, beautiful fairy lights, script in the background, some more flowers, and a doily. I love the like dreamy, whimsical theme of this. The fairy tale theme I think works really well for autumn. And I mentioned this in the other video. I have some script of Prague in the background. So Czech Republic, Prague. When I think of Prague, I always think of fairy tales because first of all, I have some beautiful children's books from Prague. And I also think Prague is for me like a tiny fairy tale version of Vienna. Both have beautiful buildings, but in Prague, everything is just smaller, I have the feeling, and more whimsical. So I just love walking in Prague with all the cobblestones and beautiful buildings. The atmosphere is just beautiful, especially around Christmas with all the Christmas markets. I mean, we have those here too, but of course, I always enjoy going to other places as well. So that's why I wanted some Czech writing in the background. Here we have an old letter from 1933 in Czech. Another fairy here on a wolf, some beautiful lanterns on this tree branch. Everything just kind of looks magical to me. And I think this is a very nice theme to go like into the colder months. So I'm not unhappy, honestly, to get some cooler weather because I hate the humidity that we have here. I'm not a fan of sweating. And I still haven't gone anywhere either. So it's not like this summer was very precious for me. It was a very, very strange summer, like I'm sure it was for many of you. I love this one with this fairy kissing the rabbit. I just love it. Then we have this one. This is of course the same one that we have on the cover. Here we go. Yeah, I love this one as well with the moon and the lantern hanging from it. And here we have 2 more plain background pages that you can obviously use as you wish. I create these having in mind that if you were to make a journal with these, or you maybe just want to use more plain pages in your altered book. But what I always have in mind is if I have these as journal pages, I would want to vary the front and the back for some of them to just be more plain. I don't know, maybe that's just me. So I have this one and I have this one. This is the one I used for my end papers of my new altered book planner. So let me show you the freebies. This is our September monthly overview. Again, we have this beautiful fairy. Then we have our 10K step tracker and our regular habit tracker. Then we have 2 pages of the weekly calendars. They look like this. And then this. So this goes up until October 3rd and it starts on September 6th because the beginning of the month was part of the August kit. So if you're missing that, please go check out those freebies. And then we have the other version where the background is already integrated to save you bulk and time and glue. So here everything is on it already, so you only have to cut these out, stick them in your book, and you have a beautifully decorated page. So that's the monthly. Here are the trackers. And here are our weeklies. So that's week number 1. That's number 2. Number 3. And number 4. Editing Barbara here. One of you smart cookies suggested in the comments of my last video with the book cover that I could offer a kit with calendar pages without dates for a whole year so that they can be used any month, which is actually a brilliant idea. For now, I made those generic pages with this month's theme, and I will see if I can make a kit for the whole year at a later date. Currently, I'm not sure how many pages I can upload in my shop for one product, but at least you can use this theme whenever you wish and put in your own dates. Then, as always, we have our notes and labels. So these notes are meant to track any to-dos, or, well, that's what I do anyway. I track my to-dos and my gratitude on these, which is why these are printed much lighter so you can still write over them. And of course, we have the labels to go with it, as always. And then we have some clip art to play with on the pages as well. So there's 2 pages in this set. And as you can see, there's loads and loads of fairies with and without animals. And there's 3 florals and 3 mushrooms. One even has a little house. And these very cute whimsical labels and this upside down teacup. And lastly, we have the phone screens. So if you download this, you get a set of 3. So there's one set and there's another set. And this is just like a screensaver for your phone. So when you turn your phone on, this is what you would see on your screen. And you can alternate between the 3. You can switch them out every week or whatever you want. I love doing that personally for my phone because I think it's so fun and it gives me so much joy to see a different image every few weeks. So first let me show you the rest of the August pages. So we started here. Oh, as you can see, I'm not doing super well with my steps, especially here at the beginning. Not great, so I hope to get better here now. So this is the first week, which we did together in the last episode. I must say I did not decorate these pages a whole lot because I thought they were already decorated a lot. So for example, on this one, I only added from the clip art, I only added the lion and this adorable little basket. I saw something like this recently, actually. I was gonna say IKEA, but no, it was like a plant shop. Really, really cute. Yeah, and this was on the printable anyway, so there wasn't much I needed to do, which I love because I want the decoration of my planner to go quickly. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. I just want it to look nice and be functional. So on this one, I only put him on. On this one, this is next week. So for you, it's this week when this is out. I only added the giraffes here. Obviously, I added these, but from the clip art, I only added the giraffes. Here, I only added these two. And this is my summary page for August, and I only stuck these two on. So I really kept it very minimal. What I do still need to do is the books. I mentioned I would read this one in my Plan With Me video for August, and I did. And the first reaction to that novel is a big sigh, but not a happy sigh, more like a sigh like your heart has been aching through all 340 pages. So the first 40 pages were especially hard to get through. But just to give you a context, this novel is set in 19th century China, where a woman's eligibility, that's a hard word, eligibility, is judged by the shape and size of her feet. Our main character is Lily, and she's the daughter of a humble farmer, and to her family, she's just another expensive mouth to feed. But one day, the local matchmaker claims that if Lily's feet are bound properly, they will be flawless, which means that Lily has the power to change the fortune of her family. But actually, the story is also a lot about the deep friendship with another girl named Snowflower. I must say, I really struggled, as I said, especially the first approximately 40 pages, where the author in detail went through the agonize and the torture of the foot binding. It is much worse than I had pictured, and I'm not gonna go through that now. But just know that if you read this book, it's hard. It's really hard to get through. It is a good story. It's a very touching story, but not a read if you're looking for something lighthearted. So I'm going to add this one to my books read list. Now I'm struggling with the rating of this one because I don't know what do you go by? If I were to go by the enjoyment of reading this book, I would probably give it maximum 3 stars, because it wasn't really an enjoyable book. It was well written and it's a good story, but it's not enjoyable because you're just suffering reading it. So how do you judge a book? I don't know if there's a standard for how you're supposed to rate a book. Honestly, I don't know. In a way, I want to give it only a 3.5 because I really struggled to get through it. On the other hand, as I said, it's really well written. It's a good story. It's a touching story. So I feel bad about giving it 3.5. So I'm going to give it a 4. But I do feel that that's a bit generous. I don't know. It's really hard. If you've read it, maybe you can leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts and how you would rate it. I would like to know how, in general, you go about rating your books, whether you've read this one or not. Do you go by pure enjoyment or whether the book is actually well written? I don't know. Anyway, that's my rating. I'm happy to have another book in this very short list. And I hope to have more in my next altered book again. So just gonna put this bookmark back. Oh, and the book I'm reading now is, I just started the Alice Network. I'm in, I think, 90 pages. This is a lot thicker. But this seems very promising. Like, I'm already enjoying it. I love when books just get started with the story right away. It's not like a lot of descriptions about what's happening. It's just like it starts, like you start running. I really love it. You start reading it and you're right in the middle of what's happening. And I'm really looking forward to continue reading this. Actually, when I started reading it, I couldn't stop. I did have to, unfortunately, at one point. You can read what it's about here. You can maybe take a screenshot. But for me, this has huge potential. It looks like there'll be a lot of action, and it looks like it will be more pleasurable for me to read. Although, of course, the subject is not an easy one either. I think I need something light after this one. I'm so excited to work in this one now. I'm so happy with the cover. I love how soft and feminine it is. Yeah, I really love this vibe at the moment. So let's start preparing this. So I haven't done anything to this yet. You can see all the pages are still there. So when we compare it with this one, there's a huge difference. I don't know how many months I'll be able to get in here. That's always the question. I'm not going to go ahead and calculate it. I don't have the patience for that. So if I'm lucky, I will get 3 or 4 months in here. Let's see. So in this one, I tore out, I believe, 10 pages between the pages I used. And at the end, since I wanted to squeeze the 4th month in there, I don't know, I mentioned it in August, but I think I took out a lot less here. So that's always a way you can adjust it in the end. And this one actually still would have had some more room. You see here, it's quite flat. So what I'm going to do in this one, I'm going to tear out only 8 pages, hoping that will be okay. You never know in the beginning, because also the thickness of the pages varies from book to book. So you're never going to get the same result. So here's my end page. Going to leave the first page, although I think I need to put something over this, because the title of this book in German is Die unbekannte Terroristin, which means the unknown terrorist, but terrorist in the female form. Oh, this is actually an Australian book. Interesting. Yeah, so I think I don't want to keep this in here. It doesn't quite fit with my fairy woodland theme. So I will need to think about what to do there. I will also leave this page, or will I? Yes, I like leaving 2 or 3 pages at the beginning. This will be the first spread where I'm going to put something on it, and this will be the page where I have my book review. So I like having that in the front of the book, so I will leave these. And then I'm going to start tearing out 8 pages. And I have to mention this again. I like using books with glued in pages rather than torn pages, rather than sewn in pages, because as you can see, I can randomly tear out pages without having to worry that the counterpart of that sewn in page is going to fall out. That's my reasoning behind it. Now I lost count, so that's 4. Okay, that's 8. And as always, we keep these. We can use these for so many different projects, or even just as glue pages, like to glue on if you use glue stick. These are great to keep for that. I always make sure that I have as little left over in between the pages as possible. The reason being that when we glue these together, and there is bulk here, it just makes it harder for the pages to turn nicely. So these are the 2 pages I'm going to now glue together right where I tore the pages out. And as always, my glue is not coming out. And by the way, if you're looking for how to make these kind of glue dangles, I will link a video from Tracy Fox from 2018 with a tutorial of how to make those. That's what I watched before I made mine. And I love it. It is so fun. And I finally don't lose the pin, which is the whole point. So as you saw, I just glued on all 3 sides. There's no need to glue the whole page. And there we go. It is going to warp just a little bit, but don't worry about it. It's going to be okay in the end. Hopefully. I mean, each book again is different, but again, if we look at this one, look, the warping is really minimal. So then we leave 1 page, we tear out 8 again, and then we put glue on the 9th one, and we glue the 2 together. So I always just do this for all the spreads that I need for 1 month, because I don't want my book to collapse if I'm tearing out too many pages. It makes it really hard to work in. So I just do that month by month. So we have our glued pages. We leave 1 page in and we tear out 8. So I will keep doing this until I have enough for September. So this is how many pages I've torn out. It's a lot. And now we can go ahead and put some backgrounds on. So I'm going to be using this one for my first spread. So I've decided to change what I want to do. So I'm going to do just 1 page for the book review. Since I only have 3 or 4 months in here, I'm not going to read more books than I can put on 1 page. So that'll be the left side, and on the right side I will start with my intro page for September. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a template, and I could actually use a book page for that. So I know what size I need to cut the paper. This was one of your ideas. I don't remember who it was. I'm so sorry, but it was such a genius idea. And I will do this again for this book. So I'm going to write here template. So that will make it much easier to cut down my pages to the right size. I think one of the suggestions was also to make a template to then use it as a bookmark. So for example, to make something like this, but just make it wider, and then just use it as a bookmark. That is also a brilliant idea. Maybe something for you to consider. So I will just cut this down and then we can glue that in. As always, I'm also only putting the glue on my edges. No need to put glue all over. It's just going to make your page stiff. And as you can see, I'm not even bothering to ink up the edges. I'm really going down to the basics with my planner. There's a few wrinkles here, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's just on this 1 page. The rest are fine. So I need a title here for my book's red page, and I'm going to use one of these whimsical labels from the clip art, and I think this is the biggest, and that would fit here nicely. So I'm going to use my clickable alphabet stamps. I have them linked for you below in case you are interested to check those out. Thankfully, some of the more common letters are in here double, so that way I can print books without any problems. But there are some letters that are not double, or sometimes you need 3 of the same and then you don't have it. I mean, I struggle a little bit to line them up correctly. Okay, let's see. I hope I manage, because I don't want to do a do-over. I would have to print out the page again. Okay, so far so good. I stamped it too far up. I can already see that. Not so bad. It's fine. Again, I'm not going to ink this up. There. So this is our intro page for September. So I have my Hello September. And then I definitely want to add some clip art images. And by the way, I wanted to show you that I decided to put a lot of these facing both ways. So for example, here you see you have one facing the right and one facing the left. So you can choose whatever works for the page you are working on. So I think I want one of these florals here with the Hello September. Maybe this one. Then I definitely want a fairy here. I was thinking of this one here. And then usually I would go to Google to look up some nice quotes for that month. But this time I already have my own quotes. So I have this printout here because I am also working on an autumn journal. This is to come up shortly. This is another design team project for the Digital Collage Club. So I needed some quotes for that. So I have these ready to go as well. I will link these for you in case you're interested. And I'm choosing one of these. I've already cut it out from another sheet that says, "No spring nor summer beauty hath such grace as I have seen in one autumnal face," by John Donne. I hope that's the way you pronounce it. So I want to put this one right here with the fairy. And then this here definitely still needs something. So let me find another fairy we could add. Maybe this cute one here on the deer. And I want her facing in. Since she's facing this way, I want her to face this way, so they kind of face each other. And maybe we can even add some of the mushrooms here. Maybe even the one with the house. Like that. Should we add the big one as well? Maybe that's overkill. No, but it's cute. That. But I feel like they need a ground or something to rest on or to stand on. Let me check my box of scrap treasures. Maybe there's something that will work with the colors I have. Immediately I see this. This would be beautiful, but it's way too bulky because this is wallpaper. There is this one here, but it's very pink. It might be an option. I'll keep that one in mind. Oh, this one is a beautiful lavender. It's also a wallpaper piece. And this actually has the perfect color to go here. It's just a little bit wide. I could put that one underneath. And maybe another one or two in another color. Maybe I have something matching. Oh, I have a light blue sparkly one. You can't see the sparkles. That one is perfect for here as well. Something like that. Those two might already be enough. You could see what it might look like with another one. This is again wallpaper. The colors go so well with everything I have. Yeah, something like that. I like that. Okay, let me glue these down. And I also decided the Hello September is a bit plain up there. So I'm going to glue that on a piece of self-adhesive lace just to spice that up a little bit more. And I also wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you who have already downloaded this kit or who have ever bought anything from me in my shop. You don't know how much this means to me. You are making it possible to run my little creative one-woman business. Without you, I could not be here. So you are appreciated so much. I just want you to know that. I truly feel so super blessed with you and this amazing community. It makes me so happy to see that you're finding inspiration in my videos and you're crafting, you're making something, you're creating something and you're enjoying it. I don't have words for it. It is so meaningful for me and I appreciate you so much. So it's also very humbling for me to know that what I am doing here and with my channel is actually making a positive difference in someone's life. That's just absolutely unbelievable. I'm so happy for social media. I mean, social media has a lot of bad sides as well, but I am so happy that it allows us to connect and to share and to inspire each other. I get inspired by you as well. It's not just me inspiring you, it's the other way around just as well. You are so creative and I'm always astonished with what you guys come up with. And it makes me so happy that so many of you are so creative and that we share the same passion. It is so awesome because probably like many of you, I have nobody here near me who is into junk journaling. Nobody. So it's so nice to be able to connect this way, at least through your comments and through emails and through Instagram. It means the world to me. I hope you know that. So my page is done, my September intro page. It is quite calm, which I like. So let's move on to this page. So this is going to be our monthly tracker and our monthly overview for September. So I'm just using this 10K step tracker. I don't use the habit tracker, but I know a lot of you use this one, and that makes me so happy as well. And now having this template, it's very easy now to just put it behind it, and I can see it coming through, and I can choose exactly where I want to cut my page because I can see the size of that template behind it. So I'm just gonna tear it right here with my ruler. So there's my September monthly overview. I just love this moon here with the lantern, and these lanterns here, I think they're so cute. So now we can move into our weeklies. So this is the first weekly, and all I need to do is to tear it here, and then I'll put it on this side, and I'll tear it here, and I won't need this strip in the middle. I'm just loving how quick this process is. Like, I am set up for the month in no time at all. I think the only way to make this quicker now would be to print these on sticker paper so I don't have to glue them down. But just leaving out the inking helps me a lot, and having that template where I'm just tearing the page instead of measuring each time, that makes no sense. I've done that for months. I don't know why. Thank you so much for that suggestion. And now all I need to do is to make some dedicated space for my gratitude and my to-do lists. And for that, I'm going to use my little notes here. I just need to choose 2 of them. I will take her and this one here. So for these, I'm almost thinking maybe I should ink them up to define them more. I need to switch these around. Don't want to cover up the cute butterflies or the little snail here. That's a tight fit. Or do I just fit? Oh, maybe I should just do this. Then I don't have to cover any of it. Yeah, I like it. So then one gets the gratitude. Which one? This one. And one gets a get it done. Now, do I ink these or not? Yeah, these I will ink. I just want them to be defined a little bit more. As always, I do that with my vintage photo. Could do it with another color actually, why not? One thing I wanted to do with my planner kits is to have them more generic themed, meaning to maybe do a little less of the seasonal themes, because many of you are not in the same hemisphere as I am. And then, for example, you don't have spring when we have spring, you don't have summer when we have summer. So then you kind of miss out on using these. So I want to have more generic themes that you can use no matter what time of year. It doesn't mean I will never do a seasonal one. Definitely will. But I will make sure that I also don't forget about you if you're in another hemisphere than I am. So I already have my theme for October as well. I have them all done. All the digitals are done because those digitals are going to be used for another international collaboration as well. I am super excited about that one. And I really hope that you will enjoy what's coming with that. So if you've seen Louisa Heinzel's journal where 6 artists participated in the English version, she also had a German version with more artists. So everybody was doing a signature. I was one of those lucky ones who got to work with her beautiful digital kit. And then she bound a journal with it in the end. And my plan is to do something similar, but not with a journal, using that upcoming kit. So you will see a lot of that, both in my planner and in the project with the other YouTube creators. So, okay, I don't think I want to add anything else here because what else do we need? It's beautiful as it is, I think. I don't want to add another fairy or anything either. So I will, as always, continue the rest of the weeks on my own and show you those in the Plan With Me October video. I hope you found inspiration. This is really the quickest month I've ever done. I'm loving this new concept. Check out the freebies and the other digitals if you're interested, and have a wonderful start for September. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Mwah! Mwah!